Haja, would you please start this text? Your favorite, by your favorite.
Okay. Your favorite athlete closes in for a victorious win.
Your favorite athlete. The pronunciation actually is athlete. The first syllable is stressed. Closes in for a victorious win. So, who is an athlete?
Someone who competes in a field of a sport.
Yes, very good. So, a person who is technically a professional person in a particular sport and closes in for a victorious win. What does the whole part mean? Yeah, they were so close to win the tournament and the competition. So they were about to. Also, you could say they were about to win the game or the tournament. And so, Mushtaq, would you please continue, because we just do that one by one, sentence by sentence. Yes.
Yes, the crowd holds its breath, and at the crucial moment, he misses the shot.
Okay, do we have any mispronunciation? Crucial, yes. Very good, crucial. So, the crowd holds its breath. Why don't we have holds here instead of hold? Because crowd seems to be one single word. Crowd is a plural noun, and it means people here, and therefore it does not refer to one single person. And because of that, we don't add the singular s to the end of it. Hold its breath, it means they are surprised, and at the crucial moment means at that specific and very important moment, she misses the shot. And what does that mean? She misses the shot. As a matter of fact, she just fails to do what she was supposed to do, what she was expected to do, and she just blows it. In English, in simple words, we say to blow it. B-L-O-W. So, yeah, when it is the exact time to perform well, she misses the shot. Yeah. Okay, so let's continue.
That competitor just experienced the phenomenon known as chocking, where despite months, even years of practice, a person fails right when it matters most.
Okay, competitor. The competitor just experienced the phenomenon known as choking, where despite months, not months, even years of practice, a person fails right when it matters most. So a competitor is a person who competes with others, just experience the phenomenon or event which is referred to, which is famous for choking, where despite months, even years of practice, a person fails right when it matters most. When it matters most, it means
it is important.
Yeah, it is of utmost importance. Utmost, U-T-M-O-S-T, means significant importance. So it is really important. And also we have despite. So do we have any? Actually, let's practice some grammar. Substitute despite for however here in this sentence. Actually, it is not possible because they have the same meaning, but they don't have the same grammatical structure. You know, let me elaborate on that. After despite, you cannot use a complete sentence. It's wrong. But after, however, you must have a complete sentence. Here, as you can see here, actually we have despite months, even years of practice, which is not a complete sentence. It is an actually phrase, a noun phrase. So that is the difference between the subordinate conjunction of despite and however as another kind of conjunction which is not subordinate. Whose turn is it?
Was choking. Choking is common in sports where performers often accused under intense pressure and depends on key moments, and yet performance and
anxiety.
Also speakers, contestants in spelling bee, and even world famous musicians.
Right. So choking is common in sports where performance often occurs under intense pressure and depends on key moments. And yet performance anxiety also haunts public speakers, contestants in spelling bees, and even world famous musicians. Okay, so we have some flashcards here. We have intense, which means
It's hard.
yeah, intense means severe, acute, acute, and also anxiety, which you mispronounced. What does anxiety mean?
Anxiety and worry about worry or something like that.
Yes, worry. Okay, very good. So what is the adjective form of anxiety?
Can I answer?
Yes, please.
Anxious.
Precisely, yes. Anxious.
Anxious, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so and what about world famous? World famous means very famous, celebrated. Also, we have a renowned. RENOWNED, renowned. Okay. So haunts here, what does that part mean? Mushtaq, when we say, for example, anxiety haunts public speakers.
And they are under intense pressure, choking, and they have much stress to control themselves and for this stress, and they have intense pressure.
So yeah, so a very good synonym here for haunt is overwhelm. OVERWHELM. Overwhelm means actually to influence them completely. Okay, so it says that also anxiety haunts public speakers, contestants, it means competitors in spelling bees, and even world famous musicians. So what is a spelling bee? Usually children actually are invited to compete with each other in a spelling competition. For example, they are asked to spell out some difficult words, for example, hilarious or congratulations. So, and they are supposed to just compete with each other to spell out the words. Is it clear?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so let's continue. Most people, Hajar.
Most people intuitively blame it on their nervous. But why does being nervous undermine expert performance?
So most people intuitively blame it on their nerves. But why does being nervous undermine expert performance? Okay, we have undermine, which means
Weaken something.
yes, exactly, to weaken or impede or lessen, L-E-S-S-E-N as a verb. So most people intuitively blame it on their nerves or on their anxiety. Nerves here means anxiety or stress. But why does being nervous undermine expert performance? So this is a kind of rhetorical question whose answer is already clear. And so we are about to learn why nervousness and choking are related to each other. Okay, what causes choking? So, Mujtaba, please.
What causes choking? There are two sets of theories which both say that merely choking under pressure boils down to focus.
Okay, there are two sets of theories which both say that primarily choking under pressure boils down to focus. Okay, there are two groups of theories, in order to paraphrase it, which says that primarily or basically, fundamentally, choking under pressure boils down to focus. Okay, there is an expression here. What does that phrase mean? Boil down to something.
Can I answer?
Yes, please.
End up. First, there are the distraction theories.
Okay, first, so because it says that there are two theories, so the first one is distraction theories. So what is distraction?
Confusion.
Confusion, right? Distraction means lack of attention or actually disturbed attention. Disturbed attention. Okay. So, Mujtaba, please.
This suggests that performance suffers when the mind is preoccupied with worries, thoughts, fears, instead of focusing its attention on performing the task at hand.
Very good. Yes, these suggest, American pronunciation suggests, British pronunciation, that performance suffers when the mind is preoccupied with worries, doubts, and fears, instead of means actually in place of something else, instead of focusing its attention on performing the task at hand. So, instead of suggest, you could say or propose. Let me write them here. Okay, they suggest that performance suffers when the mind is preoccupied with, and it means?
Pay attention.
Yeah, it means that you cannot think of anything else. Means focusing all your attention on something particularly. A very good synonym for preoccupied is concerned with. Are you following me?
Yes.
Worries, doubts, and fears. Instead of focusing its attention on performing the task at hand. So the task at hand, it means the task that we are focusing on, we are focusing our attention on at the moment. So at the current moment. So instead of focusing on your performance, you focus on something else. So you are distracted. Is it clear?
Yes, thanks.
Yeah.
Sure. So,
When relevant and irrelevant thoughts compete for the same attention, something has to.
when relevant and irrelevant thoughts compete for the same attention, something has to give. Compete, so relevant means to the point. Relevant means to the point, and compete means have a competition. Same as something has to give. And here, what does give mean? So give means surrender and actually be replaced by something else. So okay, so it means that it must be either relevant or irrelevant thoughts. Okay, let's continue.
The brain can only process so much information at once.
The brain can only process so much information at once. And at once means?
Immediately.
No. Here it doesn't mean
At this moment.
Yes, good. So at once has two basic meanings. One, as you said, immediately, and the other means actually at this moment, at this current moment. But actually the second meaning is applicable to this context. So it means that, okay, the amount of information we can process, I mean, our brain can process is limited. So the brain can only process so much information at once. Okay, so let's continue.
Task that challenge was working memory, the mental scratch pad we use to temporarily store phone numbers and grocery lists are especially vulnerable to.
Okay, tasks that challenge, again means compete, working memory, the mental scratch pad we use to temporarily store phone numbers and grocery lists are especially vulnerable to pressure. Okay, the tasks that challenge working memory. So there is a simile here, or comparison between working memory and mental scratch pad, because it is like a pad that you need to scratch in order to just reveal the information on it, and it is likely to be destroyed so soon. Therefore, you need to memorize and manipulate the information mentally. Are especially means particularly vulnerable to pressure. So your working memory is at risk, at stake, when you are stressed and you're about to just forget the items that you decided to remember.
In a 2004 study, a group of university students were asked to perform math problems, some easy, others more complex and memory intensive.
Okay, yes. In a 2004 study, a group of university students were asked to perform math problems, some easy, others more complex and memory intensive. Okay, this is a kind of experiment that was performed or carried out, so you need to pay attention to the details. So a group of university students were asked to perform math problems. Some of the math problems were easy and some of them were complex, or let's say complicated or difficult. intricate. Let me write intricate. Intricate. Okay, so memory intensive. It means that they were supposed to focus on or count on their memory, and it was challenging. Okay, so let's continue.
Half the students completed both problem types with nothing at stake, while the others completed them when calm and under.
So half the students completed both problem types with nothing at stake. Means nothing in a dangerous way, nothing risky. At stake means risky. Okay, while shows a contrast. So it shows a big contrast. It's a conjunction, subordinate conjunction. The others completed them. Them refers to math problems when calm and under pressure. So we have a let's say control group and experimental group, because we have two types of groups when it comes to testing or experimentation.
While everyone did well on the easy problems, those who were stressed performed worse on the more difficult, memory-intensive tasks.
Again, we have while, which shows, what does it show? It's a conjunction to show contrast. While everyone did well or performed well on their easy problems, so all of the university students actually performed well on the easy problems or math problems. However, to show a contrast, those who were stressed, under the pressure of stress, performed worse. Pay attention, perform well, perform worse on the more difficult memory intensive tasks, because there were two sets of questions, easy and memory intensive tasks. So the students performed well on the easy math problems, but most of them performed worse on the difficult problems. Yes.
Explicit monitoring theories make up the second group of explanation for choking under pressure.
Explicit means actually very clear, and the opposite is implicit. So explicit monitoring theories, okay, which is the second theory. The first, what was the first theory?
Distraction.
Yes, very good. Distraction theory. And here we are focusing on the second type of theory, which is explicit memory theories make up or form the second group of explanations for choking under pressure. And we are about to learn what explicit monitoring theories are all about. So make up here means form, the second group of explanations for choking under pressure. Okay, so let's continue.
They're concerned with how pressure can cause people to overanalyze the task at hand.
Yes, they're concerned with or preoccupied with. Also, you could say preoccupied with. How pressure can cause people to overanalyze the task at hand. So, at hand here means near in time or position, something that we are focusing focusing our attention on. So, what does they refer to here? They are concerned.
Explicit theories.
Yes, exactly. Explicit monitoring theories, they're concerned with how pressure can cause people to overanalyze the task at hand.
Here the logic goes that once a skill becomes automatic, thinking about its species mechanics interferes with your ability to do it.
Here the logic goes that once a skill becomes automatic, thinking about its precise mechanisms interferes with your ability to do it. So when a task becomes automatic, it means that okay, you practice that a lot and you don't need to pay attention to that anymore. Thinking about its precise mechanisms means the procedure, the detailed procedure of doing something, so interferes with your ability to do it. So precise means detailed or exact mechanism, interferes or meddle with, meddle, with your ability to do it. Okay, so let's continue.
Tasks we do unconsciously seem to be most vulnerable to this kind of choking.
Okay, so tasks we do unconsciously seem to be most vulnerable to this kind of choking. Okay, so unconscious tasks, it means that okay, we do not consciously pay attention to, seem to be most vulnerable or susceptible. For vulnerable you could say susceptible. Let me, susceptible, susceptible means likely to be damaged or influenced. Let me write it. Okay, it's susceptible to this kind of choking. So